Hi YouTube, Watchify here with a follow-up review video to my earlier unboxing video of this Seiko SUR371P1. First, an overview of the specs. It's a titanium case and bracelet with a sapphire crystal. It has a Seiko Quartz 6N52 movement that has a stated accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds a month. Dimensions are 40mm case size, thickness of 8.7 millimeters. Lug to lug distance is 47.8 millimeters. And this watch is water resistant to 10 bar or 100 meters. So onto the dial. The dial on this model to me looks like a bluish gray color, and it has a sunburst effect, as you can see here. There are lume pips on the top of each indice. There's an applied Seiko logo and the word titanium near 6 o'clock. There's a silver framed date window at 3 o'clock exposing the white date wheel. The outer minute track looks to me to be gray in color. Overall, I'd say the dial is very clean and subtle. There are single rectangular indices on the dial except for at 3, 6, 9, and 12 where you'll find double indices there. The hour and minutes hands have lume and are silver with a raised ridge in the middle to help catch the light. The silver seconds hand is very thin, but it still stands out against the blue background. One thing that I didn't notice before buying this watch is that there's a grooved chapter ring that matches the dial color perfectly. You would have to put it up to a magnifying glass though in order to see the tiny grooves that are engraved on it. The case is a classic Seiko dress watch shape and has a good mixture of brushing and polishing. The sides of the case and top of the lugs are brushed while the beveled edge is polished. The area on the case between the lugs is also polished. The bezel is brushed on top and polished at the base. An unsigned push-pull crown is located at 3 o'clock and it's a good size for this watch and makes it easy to grip. The underside of the case is polished and offers a good contrast against the screw-down case back, which is sort of like a matte gray or maybe even sandblasted. Moving on to the bracelet, its surface is mostly brushed except for 2 polished sections on the inner part of each link. The sides of the links are polished. I think the bracelet design really complements the case well. This bracelet has hollow end links and a stamped clasp, but the clasp is a sort of a matte gray or sandblasted finish, which I think really looks better than if they had left it polished. The clasp has a double push button release with the Seiko logo engraved on it. And I see this clasp style on a lot of other Seiko dress watches. Unfortunately, it only has 2 micro adjustment holes. A third would have really been nice to have. The links have Seiko's new link removal system, which means there's a removable spring housed in the center link portion. It doesn't take much force at all to remove the pin and reinsert, so overall I think this is better than the regular push pin or pin and collar style bracelets. The only downside would be if you lost or damaged one of the link springs. The bracelet tapers from 19.8 to 17.8 millimeters and back to over 19 millimeters at the clasp. And I find that this bracelet is really comfortable to wear on wrist. In terms of bracelet rattle, here's what that sounds like. In regards to my experience wearing this watch, I really like what Seiko did here. They created a clean and simple design titanium watch with an upgraded sapphire crystal. I think that 40 millimeters is a perfect size for this watch, and I think it wears smaller than that on wrist due to the case size and thinness. At the time of purchase, I got it for $175 from a seller on eBay, which I think is a good value for what you get. I still don't see this model listed on Amazon, but it's still available on eBay as of the time of this filming, but only from overseas sellers, and now the lowest price I'm seeing is $230. However, if you look at other online retailers, they're selling it for a more reasonable $191 or $193 currently. I'm seeing better availability and pricing on some of the other variants. For example, the black dial version SUR375 is still $175 on eBay. Someone commented that Seiko also offers an older model like the SUR371P1, which also has titanium and sapphire and can be found at a lower price than what I paid. I did consider that watch, but I don't really like the case design in the hands. The case is a smaller 37mm size, and the dial is also a bit too busy in my opinion, with the words sapphire, titanium, and 100 meters all on it. Like I said, I prefer the overall cleaner look and simpler design of the newer Seiko series. I haven't had any issues with the case or bracelet picking up any scratches yet, but admittedly I don't wear the watch every day. And it's probably because of that I'm still amazed when I put on the watch how light this is in comparison to my other regular stainless steel watches. Here it is on my scale, and it only weighs 63 grams. For comparison, I weighed my SARB 033 and Seiko Presage SRPF 53 to give you an idea of how much lighter this titanium watch is than similar stainless steel watches. The only negatives I could find with this watch are that there's not enough micro adjustment holes on the clasp. I mentioned that earlier. I don't like to wear my watches loose on wrists, so with a 6 3/4 inch wrist size, I was lucky to get a snug but not overly tight fit. A solar movement would have been nice, but I think it would have altered the dial color and texture, so maybe it's good that Seiko opted for a regular battery-powered quartz. From what I can tell, the movement uses an R364 battery, and that battery lasts about 3 years. The other negative is a common one, and that is that the seconds hand does not align exactly with the minute markers. In my unboxing video, I mentioned that Seiko has other color variants of this watch available. There's a dark blue dial one that I also like a lot. There is a black dial one, which also looks good. They have a silver dial. And they also have a green dial with gold accents on the indices, hands, the bracelet, and the crown. So I think that's all I can say for this watch. If you can find it at a good price, I think it'll be a versatile watch to own. It shares a lot of similarities to other more well-known Seiko watches, but at a lower cost and with the added benefit of quartz grab-and-go accuracy. It looks more expensive than it costs, and I wanted to at least have one titanium watch in my collection. And this Seiko SUR371 hasn't disappointed. If you found this video helpful, as always, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. Even though I only do these videos as a hobby, I try to upload new content on a regular basis. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.